So if you give one piece of advice to someone listening to thinking about starting home brewing, like what would it be? So we talked about equipment earlier, but what's one good piece of advice to get?
There is no feeling that or let me back up on this one actually. There is no feeling in any hobby that I've ever tried that beats the first taste off of the fermenter in a beer that you've never made before and thinking, wow, I made that. Because to me, that's one of the things that this is also all about is you create something from the ground up, and it might even be a beer style that you certainly have never, had the availability to buy in stores and don't even know what you're trying to make. I could make like a Pivo Grodziskin. I've got like maybe one example of that I've ever tried in my life. And you could try that and it could come
Mm-hmm.
out really, really, really cool. And yeah, again, it's just that feeling of tasting that first sample of the fully fermented beer before you package it, as you're throwing it in the keg or whatever. Um, and to me, that just sells the whole thing. It's just, I
Mm.
made this. It's awesome. I can't wait to share this with people. And, um, yeah, that feeling I've not experienced with many other hobbies. And, that's one of those things that if you're thinking about trying this out, like the worst scenario is that you have beer at the end of the process.
Right.
Like you can't lose. You can't. Just try it out.
Yep, try it out for sure.
So
Yeah,
there's
or
a million ways
Google.
to make a beer, and there's a million, there's so many ways that are quick. There's so many ways that are long. There's an infinitely deep rabbit hole, and all of it is good stuff. So
Yeah,
I'd say just dive on in, try it out.
yeah. Or find a buddy to brew with. Even I think that'd
Yeah.
be a great way to start to learn as well too. That way you're kind of out of really nothing to maybe some ingredient to split 50-50 with or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. Who would you like to see me interview next? Just,
Okay. Do you have the Brew Show on your list, Trent?
so I've emailed them. I'm gonna have to re-email. I definitely would like to get him
You got
on
to talk
here.
to him. Yeah, great dude.
Uh,
I've hung out with
Lab
him at
Hound.
the last homebrew competition or HomebrewCon in San Diego.
Okay.
He's got a ton of stuff. It's not just homebrewing though. He does a lot of alternative fermentations. Things that are like ginger beers and meads and
Hmm.
or ciders, tepache, stuff like that. So definitely hit him up. He's a great guy, and he has a lot of great stuff to recommend as well from the DIY perspective. So I definitely recommend him.
Oh, perfect. And if you can think of anybody else, I think you have my information. You can just pass that along as well too. And if they
Sure.
want to
Yeah.
partake in this, I'll talk to anybody. But that's what I'm here for.
Awesome.
So that being said, if you want to go ahead and plug some of your socials now, that'd be awesome.
Sure. So obviously I'm the Apartment Brewer on YouTube. That's my main content creation source. I am active on Instagram as the Apartment Brewer and technically on Facebook as the Apartment Brewer, but as Facebook's been really sketchy lately and they're starting to limit pages and I got the notification today that my page is no longer being recommended. So I'm not sure what rules I broke other than making my own alcohol, and apparently that's no bueno, but Instagram is still good. And I'm going to probably explore some other social media platforms as we kind of work through this. So
Yeah.
TBD on the rest of those, but yeah, Instagram, Facebook. I do have a Patreon as well, which kind of helps a lot with funding, the channel and keeping production costs down and stuff like that. Definitely not gonna like force anybody to go down that one, but that does help a lot too if people do check that
Bet it
out.
does.
Technically it's a social media network, so I guess that counts.
Cool. Yeah, it is.
But yeah. But yeah, basically check me out on YouTube first and foremost. That's where everything lives. And that's where you can find all the recipes and stuff that we've been talking about today. So thanks again for
Perfect.
having me on. Appreciate it.